Okay.
Right. I suppose my introduction might help for those that don't know who I am. I'm still here gabbing away for 5 minutes. My name's Nik Fisk. I'm 58. I'm from Leighton Buzzard in Bedfordshire. I've been an off-road sports commentator for the best part of almost 40 years now. I'd like to say I've been a motorcycle off-road competitor for 40 years now, but I haven't really. I've had the same year about 40 times over. I've had moderate unsuccess in just about every branch of the sport, I think you could describe it as. I did win a Centre Enduro Clubman Championship in 1994, which forever goes down in the annals of history as being probably the smallest trophy ever presented by the South Midland Centre. But apart from that, I still do the occasional motocross every now and again. My son still rides in the area. But my injuries, the last 3 or 4 years, my back has got progressively worse, and it's led to me doing a little bit more sort of like green laning and stuff like that recently, to be quite honest. I still love the motocross bikes, and I would love to be, 450 world champion, but my body just wasn't doing it anymore, to be honest. I think what Dave's doing with the Evo series, I think that's admirable. I think that's brilliant. I've seen a lot of bits and pieces of it. I even did a voiceover one to take for him, believe it or not. I know we'll talk about that another time, but having said that, that is an era that's there, and there's a lot of guys interested in that. There's been a lot of interest in the meetings, and there's a lot of guys putting a lot of work into those and producing some really good meetings. The sport is, I'm trying to think, fragmented isn't the word really. There are a great many facets to our sport. And I think whatever you do as an organiser, you're never going to actually please everybody. And what's going to, my only concern is that we don't end up with a lot of very big fish in very small ponds. Which would, I think my concern is it would make it worse for the majority of the clubman riders. But then, having said that, if you look at riding at the centre level over the last 30, 40 years, what now is a clubman rider? To be honest, I mean, these days, my son expects to have a spare set of wheels. We have a jet wash, these are all silly bits and pieces. And people say, oh yeah, it's only money, but it's still only money. It's money that you've got to get in the first place. So, I don't know, that's my thoughts on what's been going on in the sport for the last few years. I spent 6 years on the ACU Motocross Committee, which was very entertaining. Yes, I think entertaining was probably the right word for it, to be quite honest. And that was in the Dave Smith, end of Dave Smith's era. Where everybody seemed to operate everybody with foot controls underneath the table. And I remember sat in one motocross committee next to Roger Harvey, and I know he received 58 phone calls during the course of the meeting. Every time his phone bleeped, he looked at it, wrote down another issue next to it, and pressed his button and reset it. So obviously there's some very busy people in our sport, and it's necessary for these organisations to be there. But I'm just not quite sure it's necessary to have so very many of them. So, but the thing is, what will happen is people will do what they want to do. They'll vote with their feet. They'll go where they want to. If somebody offers them a better price at a meeting one week, then somebody will go there. I'm afraid loyalty, it's, what's the word to describe it these days? Loyalty is wallet deep, I guess, to be honest. I mean, yeah, we all have our friends, we like to do things with our friends and things like that, but when the bottom of the line comes to it, if it's going to cost us 25 quid to do something extra with our friends, as opposed to, 10 quid to do it with people that we know vaguely, then, well, who gives a what, So I didn't do Western this year, which I apologise to Gareth for. 1983 was the first year that I did Western. No, sorry. 1983 was the first year that Western Beach Race was run, and that year an article was written about it in Bike magazine, and it was such a classic article that I thought, this is brilliant. I really like the sound of this event. So me and my mate Budge and his brother Mark, we entered the 1984 Western Beach Race. And we just had so much fun, it was untrue. It really was. I mean, we did everything wrong. Somebody told us we needed 8 gallons of fuel each. So, would you believe it or not, we carted 24 gallons of mixed up 2-stroke fuel down onto the beach on a Saturday morning? Oh, and how great was that? I used about 1.5 gallons before I seized the motor up, Fantastic. I got eliminated, I got disqualified. But Budgie that was with us had a 490 Yam, and he got sat on by a sidecar in the first hour. So I went up to the Budge, can I use your bike? Oh, fuck oh. So I took that as a yes and used his bike, and then probably got disqualified for riding his bike instead of mine. So well spotted Val Webb. Good old Val Webb, one of our centre stewards there. Just happened to notice he was doing a lap score, and oh, Nick's not riding his own bike, let's disqualify him, stamp, stamp, stamp. But people are like that at times. So I went on from that, and then I carried on. By that time I was doing the majority of the British Championship events as a commentator, or various other bits and pieces, and started doing the GPs. I picked up. I took a different approach to commentating. The approach I took was that I would go and see the organisers and say, if you like, I will provide commentary for you, and all I want you to do is to do this. So if you let me put up 10 banners, or if you let me get so and so, or if you let me wear this jacket and that so and so. So the idea was, whenever I went commentating, it wouldn't cost the promoter any money. So they'd get me every time for nothing. It made it easy for me. It gave me a budget so I knew where I was coming from. But the thing I was more concerned about more than anything else was just trying to get some consistency into events, because we are all different folks with different strokes, and the commentating community, in inverted commas, is what's the word I'm looking for? Ooh, you're so vain. I probably think the songs. No, that's not it. But it's shall we say can be fragile at times. But I've never been bothered myself about it, to be honest. If I've got a job, I've got a job. If I haven't got a job, then I'm not too bothered. But yeah, there's a few egos that don't like being vented out there every now and again. But hey, that's not been so bad these last couple of years. As I say, I managed to pick and choose what I wanted to do, which has been really good. So moving on from there, so that's it. So Western, unfortunately, wasn't out this year, which I could have done without. It would have been a nice opportunity to actually said something to people, but then I probably would have got instigated with like 49,000 messages of sympathy on Facebook or something like that, which to be honest, I don't really want. As I said, I've met some fantastic people out doing the racing over the years. I've met some really great people, and the ones that I'd really wanted to speak to, they know who they are because I've already spoken to them, and I've done a couple of private videos as well apart from this one. So just to let people know how it's going on, that's all. It is, we're a couple of weeks after Western now, so I think the doctors cannot give me a timescale. That's what they've said. They said it's an imprecise science, and they don't want to not tie me down, but they don't want to upset me by giving me dates or not giving me dates. If you understand what I mean. So that they're just basically we're working on week by week. So I'm on course to have some more therapy in a couple of weeks' time. So there's already another series of treatments planned. So and that's it. That's me. I'm at home at the moment. Well, not. I'm actually down with Clay Park, my local, with Colin Bullock from C.J.B Photography, who's doing all this for us, which is very kind of you, Colin. And we're going to put something else together as well. You may have known over the years, obviously, said we've done the Western Beach Race and we've done some absolute hooters off that. So we're hopefully going to put together something from that as well. So with it, hopefully, just keep an eye on what's going on. Probably now and the end of January, something like that. There should be, with a bit of luck, there'll be about 3 or 4 videos appearing on YouTube or whatever, whatever it is. Look at me, I'm an old man. I don't know what I'm talking about. But so that's the plan. That's all. I wanted people to catch up with this. I'm sorry if it's a shock to any of you. Well, I think quite a few of you that have known me for some time have known that things haven't been superbly brilliant. But me and myself personally, which sounds good, I'm actually okay with it. I'm getting old, and my body is getting tired, and I know when I think everybody knows that they've had enough, to be quite honest. So there we go. So look forward to seeing this on YouTube. And I say Colin's going to be off, and he's going to do some other stuff during the week, and we're going to get together again later in the week, and then we'll get it all out to you.